Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to go over some questions that people have been DMing me through all my social media accounts in order to provide value to everybody instead of giving value to just one person. So the first question or most common question that I get is, I have no money. How can I buy an apartment complex? This is probably everyone's number one question that they have, and what's probably stopping a lot of people, including myself at one point, into getting or investing in apartment complexes. So this is kind of what I kind of preach to my students as well as on my weekly coaching calls is you need to learn how to find good off-market deals, right? If you can find good off-market deals, you will make money. But unfortunately, in order to do that, it's going to cost some money, right? So let me kind of explain and give more details. So what I use and what I teach in my course is to use PropStream as your database. You can check the link down below. I have your free 7-day trial. And then from there, you need to learn how to basically analyze deals. Um, you know, it takes around 5 minutes. I made many videos on my YouTube channel. It's taught in my course. But you can underwrite a deal in 5 minutes, and it's very simple. And let me share it right now. So you just take the annual income, the gross annual income, which typically can be provided when you're analyzing a multifamily deal. You want to assume that 50% of that expense of the income goes to expense. So, for example, if your gross income for the year is $100,000, your expense will be at least $50,000. That's 50%. And then from there, you just want to contact a mortgage broker, or you can even Google it. Like, what are the terms, the mortgage terms now? Is it 7% interest, 30-year amortized, with 25% down? Then from there, you can calculate what your monthly or annual debt payment is. Then from there, you have all three of your numbers. You have your gross income, you have your expense, which is 50%, and now you have your annual debt service. And at the end of it, you'll have your net income, right? So you have your net income, and if you divide that by 12, that's your net monthly cash flow. So it's that simple, right? I just went over that framework, and obviously this is just at a first glance when you're underwriting it on back of napkin math. And after that, when you start to get your data from PropStream, I advocate for sending out mailers. I preach sending out 300 mailers per month for at least 6 to 12 months. In order to do that yourself, that's probably going to cost $700 a month. And a lot of people say, Steven, I don't even have $700 a month to send out letters. And this is outsourcing using Yellow Letters Complete. Well, if you don't have $700, my next question would be, do you have at least maybe $300? If that's the case, then you can prepare the letters yourself. And it's going to take 8 hours to prepare 300 letters. That's going to suck. I did it myself starting off. But if you don't have the money today, you have to make up with it through hustle, through sweat equity, right? When you have money, you buy back your time. If you don't have money, then you must do it yourself. So you can get a couple friends. If you have kids, they can help you prepare the letters. You can watch, football, TV, and prepare letters, right? So can you afford $300 a month and do letters yourself? If your answer is no, Stephen, I don't even have $300, then at this point, unfortunately, I don't think you should be investing in multifamily real estate. You got to find a way to make $300 a month first, whether it's a job. You can pick up more side hustles, work extra hours at your job. You can drive Uber, do whatever it takes to make the $300, ideally $700. And once you get that, you can start your direct mail campaign. So if you use Yellow Letters Complete, that's about $700 a month to outsource your letters, and they take care of all the work for you. And at that point, once you send out your letters, owners will start calling you. And once they start calling you, who are you talking to? You're talking direct to the owner. And when you talk direct to the owner, you need to start to build trust with the owner. And how do you build trust? It's easy. Just ask questions, right? People in real estate love talking about real estate. I'm a prime example. I'll be honest. Like, you see me, I never shut up. about real estate. So my first question that's an icebreaker is, so tell me about the property, or how long have you owned the property? And then just listen, because they'll give you so much information about the property just from that one simple question, and it immediately breaks the ice with the owner. Because remember, when you send a letter and they call you, you're some stranger. You're some stranger who sent some letter, right? I send my letters in Oklahoma, and I'm in California. I'm some random guy from California, so I need to break and build trust. And how do you do that? Is by asking questions, right? So, if you join the course, I have the 10 questions that I ask, but honestly, just keep it conversational. The first question, the first point of the first call is to build trust, get to know them, and not become a stranger. It's okay if you get zero information from that call, as long as you can be in that call for 30 to 60 minutes and build trust and ask for a follow up conversation, right? So after you send out a bunch of letters, you talk to a bunch of owners, you're slowly and get better and better, right? It takes repetitions of speaking of owners to get better. I've talked to hundreds and thousands of owners. That's how I got good. And on top of that, my day job, I'm a pharmacy director. I'm managing and dealing with people all day. So I've been doing this for multiple years, and you may have never had this experience yet, but it takes skill by going through repetition. So that's how you do it. So after doing the volume, sending letters for setting letters, talking to owners for 6 to 12 months, and you make offers, eventually you'll get a deal under contract, right? And by going direct off market, you're going to find a good deal and get it under contract. At this point, if you have money, if you have the down payment, and I typically advocate that you need at least $300,000 between your down payment and reserves and renovation, assuming you're buying $1 million apartment complex, right? You need 25% down. That's 250,000. And then you might need some money for renovations, or you might need a reserve fund. So that's why I said at least $300,000 down. At that point, if you don't have that $300,000, you can wholesale that deal. In multifamily, what's beautiful about multifamily is you can make a lot more wholesaling multifamily than single family homes. Let me give you an example of my deal. So I bought a 26 unit apartment complex, right? And I got it under contract for $500,000. I got $50,000 in seller repair credit, which cut my down payment from 25% to half. And it appraised at $750,000 day one from the bank. So I made $250,000 instant equity day one. If I had no money, I could have wholesaled this deal for $200,000, made $200,000, and the person that bought for me will come in with $50,000 of equity day one. That's day one equity for the buyer. That's a win-win situation. I made $200,000 via wholesale fee, and my buyer made $50,000 equity day one, and they're getting a deal where after you finish renovating half the units, the after repair value would be $1.3 to $1.2 million. That's a win-win situation, right? And if you wholesale two of these deals, what's going to happen? I'm going to have $400,000. At that point, on my third deal, I will have a down payment for that third deal. And what's also nice about this is after I've wholesaled two deals in your market, what does that mean? That means you know the market, you know what the rents are, you know how much it's going to cost to renovate those units, you have a property management team, you have a general contractor, you have your team built in place already because you're giving these team members to the people you're wholesaling to give more value, right? Because not only are they buying your deal, they're going to buy your system, your network, and they're going to test your network first, right? If you wholesale two different deals to two different buyers and with the same team, by the time you buy the deal, it's going to be a third property that they're managing, and you would have seen from the first and second deal how they're doing. If they're doing great, great, keep them. If they're not doing great, then you find another team, right? So to me, by the third deal, you already know how to find good deals. You already know what a good deal looks like in Oklahoma City. I know exactly what a good deal looks like in Oklahoma City because I own two apartment complexes myself. I had the money, so I bought it. But if I didn't have the money, I would have made probably $400,000 off a wholesale fee for both of those apartments. And for the third one, I can buy it. And at this point, I know the market. It gets easier and easier the more repetitions you put in. So that is what I say. Um, the key lesson I want to teach here is learn how to find good off market deals, get it under contract, build a system and a team around that contract of property managers, general contractors, and then wholesale those deals until you have at least $300,000. At that point, you can get your own deal. And then once you get your own deal and you bring it full cycle and do a track record, at that point, if you want to, you can start to raise money from private money investors if you want to. That's not the model I want, but if you want to do it, at that point, it's easier and easier. So overall, once again, the key lesson is to know how to get good off market deals under contract and then wholesale it to an end buyer to create a win-win situation where you make money via wholesale fee and the buyer walks in with equity day one as well as a lot of upside. If you can do that strategy, the question that you have is, I have no more money, will not be valid. And you can get yourself into apartment complex investing. So overall, hope you found this video valuable and hope to see you in the next one. Thank you.